Hi, just wanted to welcome you to this second video in our series as we go through the Community Renewable Energy Grant Program. In the next subsequent videos, we're going to be diving a little bit deeper into the application itself and key application questions and sections that relate back to the review criteria that you'll find in each opportunity announcement. And we'll jump into that a little bit more in detail. But first, just wanted to say, if you haven't already, please go ahead and watch the first video, which goes over the CREP program in more of a general overview, especially if you're new to this program. And a lot of the videos following this and others will make a lot more sense if you go and review that. But with that, we'll go ahead and jump right in. Just wanted to start with an important program notice, and that's that this grant program is competitively reviewed. Each application submitted for a proposed project will be competitively reviewed by an external evaluation committee and select Department of Energy staff. That evaluation committee is made up of volunteers with knowledge, interest, or various expertise, and we'll be reviewing projects in teams amongst the different opportunity announcements. One other program note I want to pay or notice on is that applications for construction projects, both renewable only and those with resilience components, all those project submissions within both of the construction opportunity announcements will be reviewed against each other. And lastly, applicants are highly encouraged to closely review the competitive review criteria that's published in your respective opportunity announcements for a proposed construction project. And so moving into the application, the very first section is basically just a quick checkbox that we have the information. That's the basic eligibility information. But we also want to point out the red text with the red arrow. You'll see this on your application. In round two, we are requiring that responses to application questions be entered into the application itself, and that any attachments or uploads will be supporting materials or documentation to those answers that are provided. You'll see various hints of that throughout the application. We just wanted to pay special note to that, as this could impact your final eligibility for your application and proposed project. So that's very important. And for some further front-end application rounds, I'm going to toss it to my colleague, Clay.
Okay, now as we go through all of the application sections, the next one you're going to hit is Applicant Information, which is pretty self-explanatory, and it just has two simple sections. One is the authorized representative, the person who can approve the application and can sign the performance agreement if one is granted. Then the second section is an applicant contact, and that is more of the day-to-day contact person who can answer questions, details about the application and or the project. And then the next section, section 3, is the project partner information. This is where if you have a very specific project partner, project business partner who's intimately involved with you with the project, this is where their information goes. And it has a relationship with section 4, consultation and contractor information. And if you happen to have a partner who is also a consultant or contractor, please enter their information in both sections, because later in the competitive review criteria, you can't have somebody as a partner in the guise of this project and application if they weren't listed as a partner in the partner section, section 3.
Right. And just one other note on that is that if you're just using a straight consultant or contractor who's not a partner, and you know who that is, even for a planning project or a construction project, if you know who that is, this is a good time to enter that information, as it will relate back to some of your scoring under your project team, the strength of your project team. So any information you have is important to enter here in those sections. And moving forward a bit, as we get into kind of the key sections and the key questions, again, I want to remind you we're not going through every single question in the application in these videos. We're going more into the key ones as they relate back to those areas in the competitive review scoring criteria in the opportunity announcements. And just want to pay particular note to these as they relate to the strength of your application and the various priorities of the program. And in this first one, in section 5, under stakeholder consultation, the question is, please list any prior consultations or outreach with stakeholders and community groups and any community engagement as part of developing the grant application. So this is more of a broader question. And what we're looking for here is more of the broader outreach throughout your particular community that this project is going to have an impact in. And this consultation could relate to community meetings or minutes or member surveys, newsletters, press media coverage, etc. And even if you have not conducted this yet, if you're in the process of conducting this, giving us that plan, that information. But I wanted to notate this is for a larger community outreach of stakeholders, groups, etc. Later on, and we'll get into this in a subsequent video, there's going to be a very similar question, but it is going to be related more towards your outreach to your qualifying environmental justice communities and those organizations and leadership and stakeholders that have an impact in those communities and how you're reaching out to them, if you're reaching out to them. And so these questions can feel or look or be a little similar, but we just wanted to identify those as how they're different. And then in that subsequent video, we'll relate back again, a reminder to this question to also talk about those differences. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this second short video. Please make sure again to watch the first one and to give you a little bit of program background. And in the next recorded presentation, we're going to jump into one of the larger sections of the application, and that is the project description. So we look forward to having you join us with that one. Thank you.